Hello. So I got really serious this year, 2018, about forming good new habits, and one of the last ones I really needed to actively try was reading. And I used to love reading so much growing up. I would read so many different books, predominantly fiction. I have been reading a lot of nonfiction, like self-development books, stuff like that. And I just wanted to get back because I know it's like a deep down passion of mine that I just lost touch with. I wanted it back in my life. This is what I did to make it a regular habit again. It was really pretty easy. So it's just 5 simple steps, and I think it should really help you make reading a daily habit. Okay, so the first thing, you're going to write down your goal, because number 1, it's going to help you remember it. You can look back on it. It's going to hold you accountable because you know exactly what you need to do, and writing down a goal is the first step in making it come true. So I was going to read 2 books at a time, 1 fiction and 1 nonfiction. I got this idea from Kalyn Nicholson. She has a channel that I really love. Link it below. I was going to read them at least 5 nights a week. So both books at least 5 nights a week. That was going to be my goal. I just decided to pick out a couple at the house, around the house that I found. A nonfiction one was called Socrates Cafe, and this was Summer in the City, the fiction one. So the second step is to give yourself an award for when you finish. I don't think you have to do this like every single time after you finish every book or every 2 books or whatever it is, but at least just to get you started, and when you're in the process of making it a habit, figure out just some kind of reward for yourself, because at the end of the day, human beings, they just respond to rewards. Classic conditioning is just kind of how we work. So I decided to do is that I would buy myself a book that I really wanted after I finish the fiction and the nonfiction, both within a month's time, and keep up with the 5 nights a week at least. So luckily I did finish both within a month's time, and I was able to buy a book I really wanted for a really long time. It's called Girl Code, and it's by Kara Leba, and I followed her for so long, listened to her podcast and get so much information from her, but I never actually read one of her books, and I've been wanting to for a long time. That was my little reward. And maybe you don't even have to buy a book. There's so many ways you can get books for free or very cheaply. Of course, you have the library. Kindle, I have a bunch of books on here, and this one's super old. I think it's literally from like 2011. It's very basic. It's not touchscreen or anything. It's just the words and the text, but it's really all you need. Even, your phone, laptops, you can download books. Usually a lot of books you can find like free PDFs online, or of course there's things like getting Kindle. This thing is really cool. This is just what do they call it? A tablet? The Amazon one, and we got them last year around the holidays, and they were on sale for really good on Amazon. Like I think they were literally like $40. There's a book section where you can get books, and you can join Kindle, and you can do 30 days free. So the books I have, they're right here, and you can just open them up and read them. So you have a lot of options. You don't have to buy a book every time you want to read one. I will link the Kindle and this thing down below if you want to check it out. And then your reward doesn't have to be another book at all. It can just be like whatever, any kind of reward, but don't give yourself the reward unless you stick through the goal. Okay, so then when that is done, you can do number 3, which is choose a time that you're going to read your books or book every day. And it's just going to be easier because when you're starting to form a habit, the hardest thing about it is that your brain doesn't really want to do anything new. So you kind of just have to like engrave it into your brain so that your brain's used to doing it, so it doesn't have such a like defense mechanism to try something new. So if you just know that every morning when you wake up, after you brush your teeth, you're going to read, or every night, or whatever it is, pretty much like you put yourself on a schedule, there's no questions about it. I decided that I wanted to make it part of like a night routine, so mostly I did it every night, pretty much the last thing before bed, just because it's kind of just a really good way to wind down for me. It kind of gets you a little sleepy after you read for a little while, so that worked really well for me. But just choose any time that is good for you. So you have all that, but how are you going to hold yourself accountable, keep track and all that? So that's number 4, and you're going to hold yourself accountable with a chart. So I like to keep habit charts, and whatever habits I need to work on for the month, I just make a little chart in a notebook, and of course I add reading as one of them, kind of like a little calendar form, and you just X out every single day that you read, and it's really easy to keep track of how many days you read. But you don't even need to do anything like that crazy. You could just add it on like a little calendar, even just write in a piece of paper and put a check next to each day that you do it, and that is how you're going to hold yourself accountable and keep track and make sure you're following through. Okay, so this is the very final step. I've tried this method out with a couple different habits before, and I think it just really helped me catch it on as an actual habit a lot quicker, and that is you're going to be taking book notes every night after you read. So again, I just made a little chart in my notebook. It doesn't have to be anything that extreme. You can just literally start a new page of a notebook every time. And the notes don't even have to be anything that extreme either. whatever. It can be about the book, but it doesn't have to be. It can be just something that you enjoyed about the book, just something you found funny. But also, it can just be about how you're feeling about the process of turning this into a habit, if you felt any resistance toward it, if you're starting to like really love it and look forward to it every day. Literally just anything at all. It could be a quick sentence. Again, like I said earlier, when you're forming a new habit, the hardest part is just getting your mind used to trying this new thing. For some reason, our brains just put up such a barrier for trying new things. But you know how they say like it takes 21 days to form a habit? This is just going to help the forming process. And once it's formed, you don't have to do this anymore. So it's kind of like homework, but just to get the habit down. I actually would usually just write it like the next day. So it also kind of helped me remember about what I read. So I really recommend this step. It was really helpful for me. The other habit I tried this for was when I was trying to cut down on social media. I only wanted to be checking it 3 times a day. Every single time after I checked it, I would write about it and just to see like if I had any resistance, how many times I like thought about checking it, just stuff like that. And it really helped me engrave. Even now, months after not doing that anymore, I barely check it like more than 3 times a day. But really helped engrave that into my brain. And I love reading again. I look forward to reading at night. I hope this will help you get reading back into your life. Also, if it's annoying to have these charts that you have to make in a notebook, I may make them as printables, so the chart's already created and you just write in the chart. If you'd be interested in that, let me know. I can make a downloadable printable on Etsy. And that is it for this video. I really hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in my next one if you are subscribed, but if not, then bye!